Hi, welcome to FAQ Friday. This week we're going to be answering the question, is it really worth it to stay at a Walt Disney World resort hotel? And I want to kick this off by saying that worth it is a really subjective idea. What's worth it to one person is going to be different than what's worth it to another. So I'm going to approach this by covering what are the benefits of staying at a Walt Disney World hotel. And I know that some people feel like Walt Disney World hotels are very expensive. Some of them can be, but there is a wide range of costs. But they might ask, why would I stay there versus just staying at any other hotel nearby? So today I'm going to talk through what are some of those benefits. What do you get by staying on site at Walt Disney World? All right, so first, and probably the most intangible benefit, but this is the one that I hear people cite all the time, is this idea of staying in the Disney bubble. So when you're staying on site, you basically get to have that vacation vibe and those Disney feelings the whole time that you're there. From the moment you check in till the last second before you leave for the airport or leave to go home, you're in the Disney bubble. And this might seem like, oh, it doesn't really matter so much, but I can definitely tell you, I've had Disney trips where leaving at the end of the night does feel like a little bit of a come down, like you've been having fun all day, and now you have to head back into traffic, head back into the city, head back to your hotel that might be nice, but doesn't have those same vibes. So being able to stay in the Disney bubble means that you get to kind of keep the magic going the whole time that you're there. All right, our second main benefit is being able to use Disney transportation. All of the Disney World hotels have at least one form of transportation that's available to get guests between the hotel and all of the parks as well as Disney Springs, whether that's bus, boat, monorail, or the Skyliner. All of the hotels have at least one of those accessible to all of those locations. So it makes it really easy to get around the entire property, to go handle your park days, go back and forth between the parks and the hotels. Like if you want to head back to your hotel and have a little midday break and then go back into the parks in the evening. It's a lot easier to do that when you're on site with that Disney transportation. And if you're somebody like me who doesn't like to drive on vacation, it's really nice to be able to do that, to know that you can easily get everywhere that you want to go without having to order an Uber, without having to drive yourself. All right, the third benefit is early entry. All guests of Disney World hotels get to enter the theme parks 30 minutes before the official park opening, which doesn't seem like a long time, but it can make a big difference to getting your day off to a great start. A lot of times people will use early entry to ride the most popular rides. So whether that's Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot or Tron at Magic Kingdom, for example, these are rides that can have upwards of an hour wait easily during the day. And getting there during early entry means you can get in line and ride that with a much shorter wait. You could also ride a lot of low wait rides. It's possible to ride 3 or 4 rides during early entry that are basically walk-ons if you prefer, and which can be really, really nice if you've got young kids, for example, who aren't going to be gunning for like big roller coasters or anything. Being able to, for example, get to Magic Kingdom early and ride the teacups and It's a Small World and Speedway, whatever you're wanting to ride with no wait at all is a really fun way to start the day. You could even just walk around the park and enjoy those early morning vibes, get a coffee, walk around, take pictures without as much of a crowded environment. And so just being able to enjoy the vibes could also be honestly a really nice way to spend early entry. All right, the fourth benefit is free parking. So all Walt Disney World Resort guests get parking included, not just at their hotel, but at all of the theme parks as well. So if you're staying on site, if you drive or if you rent a car during your vacation, you're going to be paying $35 a day to park at the theme parks. And this might not seem like that much, but it does add up. Like if you're there for a week and you're having multiple park days, that's something that you should factor into the cost of your stay. All right, the fifth benefit is being able to book extras earlier than other guests. So Walt Disney World Resort guests get to book things like dining and lightning lanes earlier than people who only have a park ticket, which can have a big difference if you're gunning for certain popular things or if you're really trying to take advantage of lightning lanes during your visit. So for example, if you're trying to book a popular dining reservation, something like Cinderella's Royal Table, or you want to get brunch at Topolino's Terrace, those are things that book up very quickly. And if you're an off-site guest, there's a really good chance that those reservations are just going to be gone by the time your booking window opens. Same thing for lightning lanes. On-site guests are able to book lightning lanes for their entire stay 7 days before they check into their hotel, whereas off-site guests can book lightning lanes 3 days before each park day. So as you can probably guess, that means that the most desirable rides and the most desirable times tend to be gone by the time those reservations open up for off-site guests. So being able to kind of get your plans in order, get all of those bookings made, and get all of those details worked out is another big benefit to staying on site. Finally, there is some convenience to being able to book a vacation package. So if you're staying at Disney World, you can book an entire package that includes your hotel stay, your park tickets, as well as any extras that you might want to include. So things like the Disney dining package, Memory Maker, which is your photo package on site. These are things that can all be rolled together, and you pay just $200 when you book your trip, and the rest is due 30 days before your arrival. So that can provide the ability to kind of plan your expenses, to budget and save ahead of time without having to kind of lay out all of that expense right when you're buying your tickets. If you're not sure if those benefits are worth it for you, or if there are only some of those benefits that are appealing, there are some select Good Neighbor hotels near Disney Springs that partner with Disney and allow you to get some of those same benefits, namely being able to book a vacation package, being able to have complimentary buses to the parks, as well as being able to take advantage of early entry. So you don't necessarily have to stay at Disney World to get all of those benefits, but some of those benefits are going to be reserved just for resort guests. All right, so like I said at the top, worth it is very subjective. For a lot of people, those benefits absolutely make it worth it to stay on site at Walt Disney World. I can say I've done both, and both have their pros and cons. I do think that there is just something magical about being within the bubble for your entire trip, and there are absolutely tangible benefits to staying on site. But you don't have to stay on site to go to Walt Disney World and to have a great vacation. So if you want help with your vacations, please reach out. I plan all sorts of Disney travel, and I'd be happy to help you plan your family's next adventure. And if you have questions for a future FAQ Friday, please let me know in the comments. All right, finally, if you made it to the end, let me know. Do you stay on site or are you an off-site guest? Which do you prefer, or do you do both? All right, thanks for joining me and have a great weekend. Bye.